Hey everybody, I'm ExxotikGaming. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So, I'm sure a lot of people watching this video have heard of a game called Lifeafter before. It's an open world survival game, and it's probably one of the very best that you can play right now on iOS and Android. It's been around for a couple of years, and I know a lot of people have a lot of complaints about the game. They don't like the direction NetEase has taken the game, but for the past couple of years, there's not really been too many serious competitors, so because of that, it's still one of the best ones that you can play right now. Until today, or at least until a couple of days from now, because Tencent is actually finally releasing a competitor to Lifeafter, and in a lot of ways, it looks a lot better than Lifeafter. I hate to break it to you guys, but Tencent usually makes better games than NetEase. Not always, but the vast majority of the time, Tencent just has better all-around quality for games, right? And they are finally, after so many freaking years, getting around to releasing this game. This is called Undawn, and if you've never heard of this game before, I'm going to actually play the trailer so you guys can get a feel of what this game is all about. But if you have heard of Lifeafter before, you're going to be very familiar with this game. This game is, again, an open world survival game for both iOS and Android. And in a couple of days, I believe on February 23rd, they are starting a test in China. This test is for the Chinese version of the game called Dawn Awakening, which I thought I'd let you guys know. And I'm actually going to provide a download link down below in the description so you guys can download it when that download and the game becomes live in a couple of days. So yeah, you actually might be able to play this game as long as they don't have some weird region locked to China. But yeah, as you can see, it's a very realistic looking open world survival game. This is not necessarily the best trailer in the entire world, but we can fast forward a little bit until you can see, yeah, the map is very similar looking to maps like PUBG, for instance, in terms of that graphic style. But then you got the zombies, you have some other stuff that's really cool. Just like a lot of other survival games, you have a building aspect, you can team up with people. You can fight other people if you want to and be basically a bandit, like in DayZ. And it's cool. Yeah, that's basically their little teaser trailer, but I actually wanted to show you guys some real gameplay. If you search up this on Bilibili, you can actually start to see some videos from people posted either from last tests or from the most recent tests when it comes out in a couple of days. Obviously, since the servers are not online, there's no gameplay from this most recent version of the game, but I found a really nice video from somebody that recorded this about a year ago in an earlier test that basically shows you a lot of the different stuff that this game will offer. Obviously, it's going to have some very characteristic Chinese elements to the game where you're going to have very ridiculous looking characters. You know, you're not going to have some rugged looking survival guy. No, you're going to have some girl with a skirt on, and it's, you know, I don't know. Tencent, NetEase, all these Chinese companies like to do that, and I guess it's whatever. This person is playing on PC, just do keep that in mind, but I have no doubt in my mind that the mobile version is going to look very similar to this. I believe this person gets to test out driving with a car. They fight some other people in the ocean on some like aircraft carrier type thing. I don't really know. But as you can see, this person is spawning in a supercar. Kind of looks like a Ferrari, right? And that's pretty freaking cool. Let's see what the map looks like. The graphics. It looks very, very good. Running over the zombies, because why not? You can do that in this game. And I always like this type of stuff. You know, I like games like this where it's just kind of open world survival because sometimes you don't want to have to always fight other people. Sometimes you like the aspect of teaming up with them. And I remember years ago when I used to watch a lot of DayZ on YouTube, there was a YouTuber that I watched called Frankie on PC in 1080p. Maybe you guys have heard of him before. If you haven't, he literally makes the best gaming videos ever, all right? My videos pale in comparison to his, and his videos are almost 10 years old at this point in time. He made videos on DayZ, and the types of encounters he got with other players was just awesome. You know, he'd sit there and he'd sneak up behind somebody, and he'd aim a sniper rifle right at their head, and he'd say stuff like, "Dude, do not turn around, drop the weapon," right? And half the time, the person would be stupid and turn around, and then they wouldn't drop the weapon, and then they would die. and he would get an easy kill, but, you know, he'd always make it out that it's like this big upsetting thing because he could have been friends with them. Or the other 50% of the time, the people would actually turn on their voice chat and be like, okay, I'm sorry. They're basically being held hostage for a brief second. They drop their weapon. He goes and he checks their backpack to make sure they don't have any other weapon that's secretly hiding there. And then he becomes friends with these people. And it's like, imagine this type of, like, engagement with other players in a mobile game. That's just so freaking cool. Let's go fast forward a little bit. He's stopping for some reason. And I just hope with this game you can actually do that. Obviously, in this first test, you're going to be going up against Chinese players, and I have a very low expectation that people are actually going to team up with one another unless you speak Chinese. Is that an enemy or is that a boss? I don't know if that's a real player or not. There could be real players around, but if you look at the minimap, I'll get rid of my face cam for a brief moment. There are so many little things on the minimap. It looks like there's boxes, there's vehicles that show up. There's a lot of stuff, and this is an earlier version of the game. So imagine now, with it being polished for an entire year by the developers, that's pretty freaking exciting. I want to fast forward a little bit more. You know, we've gotten the hang of the vehicle gameplay. It looks like they're getting out. And that's the map. The map looks like it's a pretty decent size. I actually don't know how big the map is in this game. I'm really hoping it's going to be a massive game. If it's made by Tencent, it should be, you know, so this should be a really nice looking map. This might be this person's base. So I think you actually get to have a base that you can teleport to, at least in this version. Maybe in the mobile version in the future, you might not be able to do that, because that does kind of sound a little bit weird, not going to lie. I don't think you should have teleporting to, like, your base just to be safe in a survival game like this, but maybe that's just something that they want to implement. I don't really know. Who am I to judge? I've never made a game like this before. A lot of different stuff in your inventory. You know, if you've played games like Arena Breakout, which are also made by Tencent, you know how many different things they can put in a game. And it just looks like it's such an in-depth game. All the different guns, MPX, M3, HK416, M249, all the different guns. And it looks like they all have different stats. You can create these weapons if you want to. This person is going to need to collect some more materials if they want to actually create this, but they do have a lot of one specific type of material, that thing that they're 32 out of 3, which is interesting. And there's a lot of weapons. So now they teleported to a different place here. Oh, and look at that. You actually have nighttime and daytime. I believe this game also has dynamic weather, which I'm going to show you guys in just a second here. I believe this person is maybe going to jump into a boat with other people. I don't know. This could be a mission. Yeah, that's definitely other players right there. Wow, there's a lot of them. That's pretty cool. So, I think they might be doing a mission. I'm not sure, but one of them is the gunner. Look at that. That's freaking cool. So, you also have sea battles if you want to. I don't know what this guy was shooting at, but he had a hit marker, which is interesting. And look. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's the enemy ship. That's what I was talking to you guys about. Look at this. It's freaking, like, battleship. I mean, come on, that's awesome. And it's so funny the way that they're dressed doing this battle on warships in the ocean. That is freaking cool. People are shooting, like, rockets at them, grenades. They're putting mines in the water. Look at that. That's a landmine that the boat just ran over. Oh, and there's also zombies. There's also zombies that are crawling up onto your boat if you want to fight them. This is going to be in a mobile game very shortly. In a couple of days, you're going to be able to do this in the Chinese version. And then I'm hoping that the English version is going to come relatively soon after that. Look at that. There's the volcano in the background. They're shooting out flares. The whole boat's on fire. Dude, that's freaking insane, man. Can we fast forward a little bit more and see what happens when they sink the ship? I think they do successfully sink the ship, right? Or does the boat... It freaking surrenders. It's running away. Look at that. And that's all of them. There they go. Mission completes. Victory. I guess that means they completed the mission or whatever, and then they get sent back to the main menu. So it's not just a survival open world game. There's actually other stuff as well. I should also show you that there's the home building aspect, which they have a trailer on their YouTube channel showing. This actually might give us a better understanding of what that person was doing at different points in their map. I think maybe this is like a safe area that you have as your own private little home. And look at how in depth. I think you can put all of these different things like the piano, this deer sculpture, the guitar. I think you can place all of that in your house, right? So it's super in depth with the house building thing. Yeah, that definitely is not a naturally spawned house. This person just decided to put 10 billion balconies on there. That's crazy. That is wild. Oh my God. Then there's some more stuff. I believe there's the dynamic weather, which we can open this right here and take a look at. The dynamic weather should have lightning and thunder and rain and some other stuff. That is a cool looking map. That looks like kind of like the alien version of that one in Apex Legends. Whatever that area of Apex Legends is. Oh, and there's tornadoes. Dust storms. Okay, all right. So you got to be careful about the tornadoes in this game. You're not just surviving against the zombies. You got to watch out for lightning and tornadoes. The lightning will literally strike trees and set them on fire. I'm sorry. You only see that in like Minecraft, okay? Literally only in Minecraft. Oh, and there's wind? Can you imagine if it gets too windy, your character starts like having trouble walking in a certain direction, they get blown around? That is awesome. That is awesome. And I really, really hope this is going to be in the mobile version of the game. It's not just in like the PC version or something like that. Weapons showcase. This is a year old, so I would assume the weapons have been improved since this point in time, but it looks like you do have a training mode. When you aim, you go into a first-person mode, which is very nice. Looks like it's going to be a third-person game, but I really, really hope they do add some first-person element to it, because that would be a missed opportunity. I know Tencent understands that first-person is what a lot of people like, so, you know, maybe they're going to first release it with third-person, and then in the future, third-person and then first-person. That gun looks a little bit off. Not going to lie. But, hey, again, as I said, this is from over a year ago. This is from, like, 2021 or something like that. There's also the characters and monsters, which I should just show you real quick here. Again, the characters, they look pretty cool, not going to lie. But, hey, it's just like every other Tencent and NetEase games. I guess the characters are not really, like, the thing that you're focused on too much. It's more about the actual gameplay. But I'm assuming there's going to be ridiculous skins and other stuff like that. That is a terrifying looking monster. Oh my God. And it's tall. Holy, it's massive. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Imagine fighting that in the forest alone in this game. That is crazy. Yeah, so that's basically that. I should probably just take a look at this one last video before I do show you where you can actually find this game right now. There, this person is running toward their house or somebody else's base. I'm not sure. Could be somebody else's base. Oh, you know what this looks like? This looks like there's an entire, like, enemy organization in the map. And they have different bases, and if you go to the base, then there's a boss, and then there's all of his minions, there's drones, and you can alert all of them if you start firing, and then you have to, like, defeat all of them. I'm assuming once you defeat this boss right here, then you're going to get some really, really good stuff. That is cool. That is cool. But I do want to show you now, on this website right here, 4399.cn, it looks like some sketchy website, but this is actually something that Chinese people use. You can find all of the different downloads for all the Chinese games, stuff like that. There's, you know, for instance, Game for Peace, the Chinese version of PUBG. Looks like there's the Chinese version of Lifeafter and a lot of other games like that. But they did have this link right here, Awakening of Dawn, which, as I said, Dawn Awakening, is right here. And if you go and you click on this reserve button right here, you can actually find it. I'll put the download link down below in the description so it will take you right to the page where you can actually reserve. Reserve is basically pre-register. And I'm assuming on February 23rd, 2023, then you're going to be able to actually get this game. But looks like Will Smith has announced that it's going to be coming out on February 23rd. I was not expecting Will Smith to be doing that, but okay, all right. Props to him. Looks like they're working with Will Smith right here. Is he in the trailer? Are you freaking kidding me? He is in the trailer. He is in the trailer for Undawn. What? This is the first time I'm seeing this too. So, okay, all right. Maybe you can play as Will Smith in this game. That would be pretty cool. I'll put this link so you can read all of it yourself. I'm not going to bother to read it because this is a lot. You're going to need to get Google Translate, though, to translate this page because it will all be in Chinese. As you can see, you might have a difficult time. But hey, that's basically it. This video is already getting pretty long. I just wanted to show you guys Undawn. The developers of Arena Breakout and PUBG Mobile and all of these other big successful games are finally releasing a proper rival to Lifeafter, and I think it's going to be a fantastic game. One of the biggest games of 2023 if it does come out this year. So, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like if you're excited for Undawn. I know I am, and subscribe down below for more videos like this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next episode.